Previously, people used to use brick powder, charcoal powder, neem stick, salt, all these sort of things. There are still some religious gurus or babas educating the people or telling the people that don't go with the new toothpaste, use brick powder, charcoal powder, or neem stick. So, what is your opinion as an expert on this? Do people still need to follow those, or our latest toothpaste are better than that?
I won't contradict anything, I won't support anything. But again, as I told you, the three layers of the tooth again, moving on to the basics. So the topmost layer is around 1.5 to 2 mm in thickness
Okay.
to the max extent. So if you're using a product which is more abrasive, to be more simplified, which is more rough and the particle size is more thicker, it will cut your tooth surface more. So if you're using something like a brick powder, and other than that, as you told specifically brick powder is nothing but it is a sort of soil which is used for toothbrushing. It might be finger or a brush or anything might be used. So that it's a very crude form of material which contains heavy metals, which contains a lot of impurities and different sorts of sand or silica particles.
Right.
So it will be more abrasive onto the tooth structure, and there is attrition, abrasion and deterioration of the tooth as such, which leads to long term problems to the patient and which is not recommended. In the same way, charcoal powder, as I've definitely mentioned, it has some good effect is what is told, that is absorption of the toxic materials whichever is there in the oral cavity. But again, moving on to the toxicity of that material, simple an ash or any carbon product consumed or taken in might be a bit carcinogenic in a long term use.
Okay.
So that is also a problem. So better go for something which is processed. I'm not contradicting not to use any natural product. Natural
Yeah, see,
product,
this is about health authentic. We want to hear your true self. It is not that we don't want the things to be in a polished way. We want the things which you tell to be rough and straightforward.
that is what. So in the same way, carbon powder and the neem stick also just now I mentioned. Chewing neem stick is a very old day fashion and it really worked out for everybody or the old age people who have used it. But nowadays chewing neem stick might cause, that's what. Now the people have become very polished and very gentle by their lifestyle because of the lifestyle habits which have been taken up. So there might be issues while you're chewing the neem stick because of the rough texture of it. It might hurt the gum. So you can even shift on to whatever is there in liquid form so that it can be used as a mouthwash. Using a regular toothbrush nowadays, there is more amount of knowledge regarding the natural bamboo toothbrushes.
Okay.
So bamboo toothbrushes are natural toothbrushes, but again moving on to the maintenance part of the toothbrush. If you're using a plastic toothbrush, drying and keeping it in a dry condition is very important without closing it. In the same way, if you're using a bamboo toothbrush, same sort of care should be taken so that there is no adherence of the bacteria onto the material and causing a aggravated problem to you in a later on run. So keeping that in mind, natural products are always definitely supportive, but you need to take care of how to use it and you should know how to keep that product in a hygienic form so that it might not lead to aggression in your oral cavity.
Okay. And what about putting salt directly into your teeth and rubbing it?
The same way, salt is sodium chloride, it's again a crystal particle which is rough and abrasive. It will definitely cause damage, you cannot do that
Okay.
because it will abrade the layer on the tooth and will decrease the layer on the tooth. So that is not much suggestible.
Okay.
Instead of that, go with particle size specifically. If you are asking me, any of the abrasive which is in a particle size of 5 to 40 microns is suggestible with a 2 minutes brushing morning and evening with gentle brushing. You can use a soft or a medium brush, that's okay, other than hard brush. That will be a good protocol for day to day use.
Thank you, Krishna.